since it's a milestone, I thought I'd create an original video and go live. My 222nd live video, but more importantly, PMDB hashtag 1300. My 5th milestone of 2018. It's been a very busy year for me on YouTube. Nobody in the chat yet. It's probably far too early for my American chums, but be interesting to see whom joins us at this hour. I haven't been live that much lately at this specific time. Merry Christmas Eve. It's I'm not going to lie, folks. It's been a very difficult past few days. Going forward after this live stream, I'll continue to add entries to the PMDB Vault series. Check out all the PMDB Vault entries so far in the link below. There's the playlist link below. I've been adding Vault entries to all my channels, all free. You can find my only free channels to date also in the description box below. This will be a very short live stream. I don't think anybody's going to come in. Oh, spoke too soon. We have the one viewer. Whom is it? Well, we did have the one viewer. That person's away again. I just thought, I'd mark this occasion with an original. This will probably be my last actual video appearance of 2018. I so can't wait to see the back of this year. I am like running full steam ahead into 2019. I want this year done. I'm done. I've been done with this year for about several months. It's been a tough year, isn't it? It really has. Really has. Well, I don't want to focus too much on the negatives. I want to celebrate this milestone, 1,300 videos. My 100th milestone was made after I went to see Toy Story 3. I wasn't too impressed with Toy Story 3. We're getting a Toy Story 4 next year. I'm not really dying to go and see it, to be honest. That was my 100th milestone, talking about that and talking about a night out was going to be going on. I was wearing funny glasses in that video and had my top off. I used to have my top off a lot in 2010. My 200th milestone was like a remixed video in 2011, combining a lot of my older clips, one person watching. But I did add, for my 200th upload video appearance, I did add a new video clip that hadn't been used before. It was during a time I was in London. And then my 300 video appearance was in 2012. I was dancing away. That was one of my last, I think it might actually have been my last dancing video, thank the Lord. And then in 2013, I did my 400th YouTube video, where I said in the video, I quit. I've said that a few times on YouTube before, haven't I? I think I was never going to quit forever following that video. I think I had just gotten a new job and I wanted a fresh start. I wanted to put my YouTube video series on the shelf. And I did for over a month. Then PaulMichael David Bain returns happened. Video milestone 500 was made in 2014, as was my 600th milestone. In the 500 video, I just remember throwing up a One Direction Easter egg. Don't think it was very good, that video. That should have been a much better video. 500 milestone. 600 milestone wasn't very much better either. I was talking about the Survivor Series and Sting debuting, also in 2014. And it was a long wait. There has been a time when I haven't uploaded so much, especially in 2016. I'm running out of video appearances to add to the Vault series from 2016. There was only 24 video appearances in that year. So it took a long time to get to milestone 700, but I did in 2017. That was quite a fun video looking back at the years I'd been on YouTube. Also did the 800 video in 2017. I can't remember what I did in that video. It happened in 2017, though. And then I hit the 5. Thanks for the thumbs up, whomever that was. I hit the 5 video milestones this year. 900, where I reviewed WrestleMania 24. And then I had the big countdown to PMDB 1000 this year. That was a fun set of videos, countdown and video 1000, which you can see all of them on my BitChute account too, as well as every single WrestleMania. Hello there, Iray Z. I think I just butchered your name. How you doing? Yeah, I reviewed every single WrestleMania this year. Reviewed WrestleMania 8 and 17 twice, just cause. And you can find all my WrestleMania reviews on BitChute too. I joined BitChute this year as a backup to my YouTube channels. I'm really glad I did that this year. It felt like the time. It was time to have another backup online, and there's over 224 of my YouTube videos on BitChute. Glad you're doing good, Mr. Z. You up to much? Appreciate the like, whomever that was. And then I reached the 1,100 milestone. That was a live video. That was rubbish. And then my 1,200 video was the review of Halloween. I love the wet. Message retracted. And then here we are, 1,300 videos. So it's, a lot of milestones hit this year. 5 milestones this year. It took a long time to get to some milestones, but this has been my busiest year on YouTube. I won't be staying live for long. And the only reason, you love the WWF, so did I, when it was good. I don't love it so much now. In fact, I hate today's WWE product. I have talked about wrestling a lot in my videos, it seems, looking back at some, when I've been putting together the PMDB Vault series, I seem to talk about wrestling all the time. In my previous live stream, where I was addressing what's been going on with my channels recently, what's been going on with me rather, I said I wasn't going to go live again on this channel. But with this milestone, I just thought, I needed to mark this milestone with original video. Like I've marked all the milestone videos with an original video. So, by the way, I'm going through these PMDB Vault entries. I don't think it'll be too long until I reach 1,400. And that will be original video too when I do hit that milestone. If I'm blessed enough to hit that milestone. 1,300 friggin' videos on YouTube. You can watch most of them on here. Some are private from time to time for various reasons. I've not retracted one video. And a good number of them are on my BitChute now and on my Facebook, and I've got everything backed up. I'm actually Scottish, but most people think I sound Irish watching whom have watched me in the past. So yeah, it's just a shame this year's been on YouTube for me has been horrendous, with the trolls just being relentless on here with me. You know, it's just I've not been well at all recently. But I'm enjoying creating these non-live videos. It's all good. I'm enjoying creating these non-live videos, adding more and more entries to the Vault series. There's been 27 so far. Looking back at all my video appearances from all the years. And I think people who watched them have been having a good time with them. There's been some that have worked out better than others. So the plans for the future is to try and keep my free channels going. I'll be adding to all my free channels. However, I am going to be creating a fourth channel in 2019, which will be home to all the new and original original videos. They're just I have. Hey, Merry Christmas, by the way. Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Z, too. No, there seems to be a severe lack of Scots on YouTube. That I try and find other Scottish people in here, but there seems to be a severe lack of Scottish people on here that I'm aware of. It's great. Merry. Fantastic to see you. Merry Christmas, indeed. Yes. How are you doing today, Mary? Long time no see. If Solus Trenchcoat's watching, I think he is. Hope you have a good Christmas, young sir. Mr. Z is saying hello. Hola. So yeah, I'll be creating a fourth channel next year at some point. And that's where all my original brand spanking new 2019 content will be. And I'll try and keep these channels going next year too. And I'll be adding more vault entries to all three channels. That's my plans for next year. Oh. A lot of times I can't read out what Mary or the likes of Solus writes in the chat. I'm not even sure how to respond half of the time. Okay, Mary, indeed. I won't be staying here too long. So I haven't got any Christmas spirit. I'm going to try and make a happy Merry Christmas tomorrow with my mum and Jill. be spending it. Well, it is morning here in Scotland, Mary. You used to know each other. 5 a.m. Oh. So it's early, more early for you than me. The tea finished. Christmas. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it a merry day, but I can't wait to see the back. Look, it's a sign of stress when I haven't shaved in ages. You've been up all night. Are you knackered? Are you tired yet? Hey, Pixie's channel's in here. Oh, uh, brilliant. Well, I'm not going to be live streaming for long, so I might just pop in, Pixie. I might just pop in. I'm doing all the better seeing yourself, Pixie. Great to see you in here. Very early for some people in Hawaii too, it seems. I appreciate the quick hello, and hope you and Jeanette and your family have a fantastic Christmas tomorrow, Pixie. And I wish you all the happiness and good health in 2019. He's still not finished. We've got Mary in here. We've got Ira Z. I won't be staying on too long. Following this video, I'll just be adding more entries to the PMDB Vault series. So this will probably be my last actual video appearance of 2018. This will probably be it. Got to get the tickets for the game on Boxing Day. Who's your team playing? Thank you, Mr. Z. Solus may go live later with Mr. Giggles for a Christmas stream. Well, Solus, Mary rather. Having been going on the live stream so much lately. Thank you. I have lost my confidence with going live and going into people's live streams lately with all the hassle I've been getting. It's just no problem, Pixel. Sure, see you again at some point. I probably will pop in to see how Jeanette's doing. Unless she goes live on a Monday. It's good that she's going live on, even if it is Christmas Eve. I just can't be bothered. I'm 31 years old. I can't be bothered going into live streams where I might be targeted or they'll try and upset the live streams because of me, you know. So I'm getting too old for these games. Quite an emotional time for me, Christmas Eve, and that's all I'll say on that because I know there's lurkers watching and they'll, you know, but it's a pretty emotional time for me and my family, Christmas Eve in general. So I'm glad. See if it was just name calling and even the slander now. See if it was just that, I'd be able to deal with it, but because they are threatening something I've built up for nearly 9 years, and then they do games like impersonate me and be really nasty in other people's live streams. That's, you know, but I will try and keep these channels afloat. It does suck, and it's hopefully, I don't know, can't get any worse. I know that much. Can't get any worse. I've had some fantastic support on here. Beautiful support on here. $222nd live stream. You know what? I might not go live again. If I do go live again, it will be. People were wanting me to do a Christmas live. I'm not doing a Christmas live stream. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing a Christmas live stream. That day will be spent with my family. I'll check things out on my accounts that day. Oh, the pussy's gone wild. Send the cat over to Scotland. Maybe he needs a holiday. Like usual, I can't read out much of what Mary and that soulless trenchcoat says half the time, but looking at my Home Alone box, I'm just not in the Christmas spirit at all. I'm trying to concentrate on the positives, trying to turn even the worst of negatives into positives. One good thing that happened this weekend was because I was so ill, I was like very ill this weekend. I spent most of the last few days in my bed struggling. I'm wondering why you like American WWF. Well, I don't like today's WWE anymore, but when I was free, I loved the World Wrestling Federation. It was great. It was during the golden age, during Hulkamania, when I got into wrestling. It was very, very popular here, like it was in the US. Yeah, we could. You almost catch me out sometimes. You almost catch me out. You know, it's only. Where's damn Frosty? We need him in this video. It just wouldn't be the same an appearance from Mr. Frosty himself. His arms being so there'd be no more dancing between us because last time I had a dance, positivity Paul. There's far too much positivity in the air, wasn't there? And you lost your arm. So we need Mr. Frosty in it because well, it's not really a Christmas video. It's Christmas Eve, but it's not really a Christmas themed video. I know people were wanting me lost. I'm sorry, and other people were wanting me to go live. I'm not doing it. I'm putting my health first, my family first. I'm sorry. Treat this as the Christmas video. I'm definitely not going live on Christmas. I might be. It's like I do get bored on Christmas Day. I don't like doing nothing. I don't like sitting about doing nothing. But yeah, since you mentioned Mr. Frosty, there he is. Fights the devil. What's the saying again? I can't remember. Yeah, but you're maybe going to go live later on. So Lost, I know people might be disappointed, but I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself through that. Because you know what will happen. You know whom will pop in. I don't think there's an off day with certain people. I don't think there's an off day for negativity, and I'm not well enough for them just now. But I might add some more Vault videos to the series. time is it there? It's 11 minutes past 10 a.m. here in Scotland. You're like, yeah, Christmas Eve. I'm doing one Christmas Eve. And if I'm not in your live stream, good luck. I hope Mr. Giggles is behaving. I hope Mr. Giggles is behaving. Good luck to Solus, rather. Yes, it's Monday morning here still, very early with use law in America. We're still here. Another 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes. See who else pops in. It was never going to be a long stream. It's never going to be a long stream. Who's drunk? Solus, is he drunk? Or Mr. Giggles, rather. He's drunk as I wish I was drunk as a skunk. YouTube drives you to drink. YouTube drives you to drink. I wish I was as drunk as a skunk. But turning major negatives into positives, I didn't go out this weekend, so I've still got money. Woo, woo, hallelujah to that. It might have been gone if I didn't go out this weekend. But since it's quite quiet, let's reflect on. I'm looking at my Halloween set. I've talked about Halloween a number of times in my previous videos too, from numerous years, probably every year. You're 10 hours behind me. What are you up to just now? Have you got much plans? For any of you slept yet? This year, Michael Myers returned 40 years later. I mentioned that film quite a lot in the lead up. I've seen it just once in the cinema. It'll be out released in Blu-ray DVD soon. I was disappointed by it. I was disappointed by the Halloween film. I love Halloween franchise, but I was disappointed by the Halloween film this year. Mr. Giggles is drunk, and Solus may or may not get high, depending on his amount of self-control. Just past midnight with Mr. Z. I might lurk at your stream, at Solus' stream rather. You tell him, Mary. Halloween, you know what? They're two of the worst Halloween films ever made. Halloween 6, or it's got to go with 6, is better than Halloween. This is garbage. This is friggin' garbage. But also in the bottom 3 of the Halloween, my Halloween rankings is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. But there's Halloween Resurrection is really dire. Really dire. So let's reflect on the wrestling this year. I've watched not much of it this year. It's been that bad. And I agree. Halloween could maybe be in a sort of. You got funk? I've got one. Where's he might as well come out. Very fitting that Michael Myers comes out of his box on Christmas Eve. Why not? Why not? That's the only Funko I've got. He's looking at you, Iris. I got this from my younger cousin. I didn't actually buy it myself. I know a lot of people collect these things, but in my opinion, I don't know. I think I'm far too old to be collecting toys, kids' toys. In my opinion. I know they're quite popular with some adults too. I got this from my cousin. Wrong holidays. Billy's turn. Who's Billy? You don't have any. I wouldn't have any, but I got this. I think I got him last year. Birthday present or something. I've got younger cousins, you see. You know, like Halloween. You can go back in your box. You're annoying me. In you go. Silent Night, Deadly Night villain, right? So that's who Billy is. But wrestling, reflecting on wrestling this year, I watched the Royal Rumble. It's a new fad indeed. I won't be getting any more. There was two that caught my eye. I'm a James Bond fan. Behind me, move. Behind me here is the Bond VHS. I am a Bond fan, and there was two that did catch my eye, and that was a Roger Moore one and a Sean Connery one. Those two look pretty cool, but I'm not that keen to get them. So wrestling, I watched the Royal Rumble. I think I talked about the Royal Rumble. You're not an adult mentally. Neither's a lot of people on here, funnily enough. Yes, I do childish things on here, turn the volume up for entertainment purposes, but when it comes to the serious matters, I do behave like an adult. Team Connery, I can sort that out. He's the second best James Bond, but for me, it's Team Forever and Always. Roger Moore. I was in the note. I got his signature, Roger's signature, and I got to see him just before he passed away. Just before he passed away last year. So wrestling's been complete garbage. I've not seen one Jason Bourne movie, but I will say they do look very good. I haven't watched a lot of films these days, but Jason Bourne does look very good. Looks better than a lot in modern day Bond films, Daniel Craig's ones. I like Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, garbage, worst Bond film ever. Skyfall, very overrated. Spectre, not that great either. Daniel Craig's Bond era has been pretty bad, in my opinion. He's been a good Bond, in my opinion, but his films, nope. He killed dudes with a pen, just like Heath Ledger's Joker, eh? I've not seen any of the Bourne films. But the first three look amazing. From the trailers I've seen. So wrestling's been garbage. I've watched the Royal Rumble. I thought the women's Royal Rumble match was such a hard sit through. I'm sorry. But I don't think the women's roster is good enough to put on a Royal Rumble match yet. I think it was really hard to sit through. WrestleMania 34, I watch WrestleMania each year, no matter how bad the wrestling product is. Maybe I won't watch WrestleMania 35 next year. I think I might have reached my limit. WrestleMania 34 had its moments. The greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia was absolutely awful. I ordered that. I regretted. In fact, it was so bad. It was so bad, that event. I didn't even watch it all. I had my friend round. WWE is getting nearer to death. The Grim Reaper's getting ready to pounce on WWE, I think, if they don't change their ways ASAP. First movies is always the best, Mr. Z says. The only bad Bourne film is the one with, the one where, what's his name, Matt Damon's not in, right? I'm aware of that one too. But I was watching the greatest Royal Rumble match, and me and my friend went out to cheers before it was over. It was that bad. I didn't even care who won. It was that bad. And then I was I had no intentions of watching SummerSlam. I sometimes don't watch SummerSlam. I don't think to me, sometimes it's not a must-see pay-per-view event. But my cousin was round. My two cousins were round, and they wanted to watch SummerSlam, so I couldn't say no. And I watched SummerSlam. I had my laptop up, for most of it. It was really, I thought it was a horrendous pay-per-view. I did watch Survivor Series by choice, and you know what? I can't even remember what happened at Survivor Series. Apart from Brock and Daniel Bryan, I can't remember much else what happened at Survivor. What happened? Was there an event that took place? And then I was kind of tempted to watch Crown Jewel because I love Shawn Michaels. I watched highlights of it. I was glad to see Hulk Hogan back. I'll go into Hulk Hogan in a minute. But I watched the highlights of the Shawn Michaels return match, and he was the best out of the four older ones by far. But, obviously not as great as he used to be, and I was just sad, just like perfect retirement ruined because WWE sold their soul for money. I went all the way to WrestleMania one year, to America, Houston, Texas, for WrestleMania 25, one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, but it did feature arguably Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker's best WrestleMania match, the original one. I agree, but what we'll say about Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't be talking about wrestling today if it weren't for Hulk Hogan, and I got triggered. I got triggered the other days. Do you ever watch Cultaholic, Mary? They talk about wrestling. That's all they talk about, wrestling. And they done a list. Oh my goodness, I've never been so triggered in my life. They done a list. I was ready to Hulk up during it. They done a list counting down the 50 worst to best WWE champions of all time. Hulk Hogan's number 7. As much as I love Bret the Hitman Hart, he should be in the top 10 too. I agree with that, but he's not number 2. He's not a better. He didn't. Oh God, these guys are such marks at Cultaholic. It should be Bruno Sammartino 1. I tell you who the top 3 should be. They got Austin was in the top 3. They're right with that. The top 3 should be, in no particular order, Austin, Hogan, Sammartino. That should be the top 3 because they drew in the most fans from their various eras. John Cena, he's above Hogan in the list. John Cena drew away fans. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, I agree, maybe. What? And we know the reason. We know. Oh no, it's quite popular here. In fact, there's a lot of wrestling Scottish marks here that love all these indie darlings. They love the Bullet Club. I've no idea who half of these indie darlings are or who the Bullet Club is, to be honest. But they love, that's the type of wrestling fans over here. They're marks, big time marks. Vince Russo would have a field day with a lot of the Scottish wrestling fans here. But I was Hulk. In fact, I was like, and there was some shade thrown at Vince Russo too in this video. I'm like, I love Vince Russo. Vince Russo's friggin' awesome. But John Cena above Hulk Hogan. Are you kidding me? And Roman Reigns was above the Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior was 25. I don't even think the Macho Man Randy Savage made it in the top 10 list. I think friggin' Seth friggin' Rollins was above the Warrior and Savage in this top 50 list. Seth Rollins hasn't drawn any fans to the WWE. Ultimate Warrior, massive star, one of the biggest stars of all time. Macho Man Randy Savage, massive star, one of the biggest stars. What has Seth Rollins has not drawn anybody in. Roman Reigns hasn't drawn anybody in. Dean Ambrose hasn't drawn anybody in. I love Brock Lesnar, but he was above Hulk Hogan too. What? He's the biggest star now, and I love Brock Lesnar. He's my top 10 wrestlers all the time. But to say he was like a more important WWE champion than Hulk Hogan is absolutely ridiculous. Same with Cena. Cena drew away so many fans. I don't think he should be near the top 10 out of the 50 WWE. AJ Styles was higher up than the likes of Warrior 2. So it's clearly a list made by Marks, for Marks. And we know it's pretty good. We've got Sky Company over here. They're Sky, we've got BT2, WWE's own, well, the WWE is shown by a company called Sky Sports. And you have to pay for WWE nonsense too, Sky Box Office, if you don't have the WWE network. We know the reason, and always going about, every time they mention Hulk Hogan these days, it's racist Hulk Hogan. Well, how about every time you mention Steve Austin, it's, why not just say wife beater Steve Austin? Why is there such double standards in the wrestling community out there? They I don't know. Hulk Hogan gets a raw deal. He said some terrible things. Absolutely. But wrestlers, there's a number of wrestlers out there that have said and done far worse. But it only seems to be Hogan that gets the raw deal. And that's the real reason he was number 7 on the list, was because of, they just don't like him. They just don't like him anymore. That's that. I haven't forgave him. And that's the real reason he was number 7. I'm surprised he made a list. I'm surprised he wasn't omitted from the list. Oh my goodness. It really puts me off. I used to like Cultaholic. I used to like Folk Culture Wrestling, but I really struggle watching their videos now. They're me. We're talking about wrestling today without Hulk Hogan, but 1, 2, 3. If we're doing the list, I'll do the list properly for you. I'm not going to rank all 50 worst to best, but I'll do the list for you. Top 3. In 3rd place, Stone Cold Steve Austin, saved the WWF in the 90s. In 2nd place, Bruno Sammartino, major star in the 60s and 70s. And in 1st place, my number 1, if we're going to do this right, is Hulk Hogan. We'll be talking about wrestling today if it weren't for Hulk Hogan. End of. Hulk is the greatest of all time. He is whether you like it or nay, he is the biggest wrestling star in wrestling of all time, whether you like it or not. So if we're going to do this properly, I'm not talking about, who put on the best matches, or I'm talking about who drew the mainstream fans in. Who drew them? In fact, I'm going to put Austin number 2. Bruno Sammartino slips to number 3, because really it was Austin and Hogan that. Sorry, Bruno. I'm going to put The Rock in number 3. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Rock, Austin, Hogan. That's my list. If we're going to do it for actual greatest WWE champions of all time, I'm looking at who drew the most fans in. It's them 3. It's them 3. As far as maybe Bruno definitely 4, and maybe he should be in 3. But as far as WrestleMania eras go, them 3, and then it's everybody else. Oh, I got so triggered by that list. I was watching. I was ready to hulk up. I was ready to open up a can of hoop ass. Just kidding, YouTube. I'm just kidding. I'm just talking wrestling. That's what Austin used to say. I've got to say things like this because YouTube, might think I'm actually being serious. I'm very joking. Where's Austin when you need him? Come down here. It's Christmas time. There's Steve Austin. Greatest of all time. As far as my favorite, he's my favorite of all time. But if I were to do a list properly, Hulk Hogan is the most important WWE champion of all time. We're going to do that list properly. Anyways, got triggered there. I was going to have to start hitting people with stunners watching that video. I felt like it. There we go. Mary's got a list here. My top 10 wrestlers are: number 10, Edge. Number 9, Jeff Hardy. 8 is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. 7, Roddy Piper. 6, Bill Goldberg. 5, the sexy boy Shawn Michaels. 4, The Rock, if you smell. 3, Andre the Giant. 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And number 1, Hulk Hogan. That's a solid list there. That's a very solid list. And you're years younger than me, so it's interesting to see some of the, like Andre the Giant would have been before your time. And it's interesting very interesting. I agree with a lot of people in that list. A lot of wrestlers in that list are in my list too. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's cool. He was Stone Cold Steve Austin's biggest rival, other than Vince McMahon. But him and The Rock, they recently had some tweets exchanged lately. I've seen in the wrestling news where they're exchanging with each other, and The Rock's like, "That was the best days of my life, taking 6 stunners, at a time. It was the best days of his life." You love Andre the Giant. Very he was the eighth wonder of the world, and very fascinating life he led. So definitely, Rock's. There's nobody more mainstream than The Rock. He's done amazing for himself. Absolutely amazing. A very inspiring, another inspiring guy. Although I was on Team Austin growing up. Undertaker's in my top 10 list of wrestlers. Kane, I liked too. I had a lot of time for Kane. I was one of the few guys that liked Kane as Isaac Yankem DDS. I loved that dentist gimmick. I thought it was fun. I thought he had a solid match with Bret Hart at SummerSlam '95. Yeah, The Undertaker, he's definitely, I mean, in fact, I've mentioned him in some of the Vault entries, The Undertaker, and I've done a couple of videos on the streak and his legacy at WrestleMania last year. I thought the streak was the best ever wrestling storyline ever. How they kept that up for, what was it, nearly 25 years until he lost to the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And that moment at WrestleMania when The Undertaker, yeah, it's very, as far as the Hart family goes, I've been watching a lot of Bret Hart shoot interviews lately. I haven't seen. A shoot interview is where wrestlers are talking out of character, and they're usually bitching about other wrestlers. But I was watching a Bret Hart one I haven't seen, and he talked about his brother, of course, Owen Hart, who was only 33 in that tragic accident. Scary, scary stuff. I'm close to 33. Well, I'm 31. I'll be in no time. I'll be 33 myself. I'm far too young. Far too young. Who would definitely be in your top 100? Right to hit my heart. He's one of my favorites. He's in my top 5. He used to. Well, I'll agree with what Cultaholic said about Bret Hart, and he did get the best out of wrestlers. He gave Kevin Nash his best ever match. He gave Shawn Michaels numerous great matches, although they were both great in the ring. Him and Owen Hart had arguably the best cage match I've ever seen at SummerSlam '94. Bret Hart did bring out a lot of great performances. Hold on, guys. Have to wrap things up soon. It's going to be busy with Family's Days. It's an emotional time for my family at Christmas Eve. That's all I'll say. But so I'll be wrapping up this video in 5 more minutes. I started rambling about wrestling and how triggered I was watching Cultaholic. Yes, there's quite a few. I don't watch as much these days. but it was very popular at around the same times. It was very popular in the US. Undertaker, Kane, Bret the Hitman Hart, Junkyard Dog, Randy Orton, Ric Flair, Ultimate Warrior, just to name a few. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a good Christmas, Mary. Um, I just, obviously, family thing. Hello, Gemma. Merry Christmas to you, by the way, Gemma. Great to see you. And I was rambling about, it was about Milestone video 1300. And then I started rambling about wrestling. We've got Mary here, and we've got Ira Z. And I started rambling about wrestling. This will probably be my last video appearance of 2018 because the rest of the videos I will be doing will probably be new entries to the PMDB Vault series, which is clips of videos I've done from earlier this year and yesteryears too. Thank you very much, Gemma, and the same goes to you. I will be wrapping things up ASAP. I can't stay on too much longer. I'm staying on 4 minutes since you're just in, Jim. I'm staying on 4 minutes and I have to go. Mary, what you like? What you like? We're kind of frosty. Yeah. It's kind of Christmassy here. We've got the Stone Cold Steve Austin Christmas tree card. We've got Santa. You'll be busy tonight. And we've got Mr. Frosty. It's a bit Christmassy here. But I think Michael Myers just cause. I was talking about, he's having to lie down. He's so tired from the film this year. He's having to lie down, reflecting on 2018 too. Then I started rambling about wrestling. Yeah, I knew I was trouble when I came in, Mary says. I'll stay on a couple more minutes and then I've got to wrap things up. I think, has it not been decided? Or what do I think about? I've heard about this #1 song, but I've never actually listened. It's for charity, so good on, I think it's for charity, so good on them. But, you know what? I'm not going to state an opinion because I haven't actually heard it yet. So I can't form my opinion. I have heard about this song. What do you think of it, Gemma? My favorite Christmas song is probably George Michael's Last Christmas. It's very cheesy, and I shared that song with Adriana today in private today. I do like a bit of cheese. Also like the Slade Christmas. What's that Slade one again? Great Christmas song. I'm a music knob when it comes to naming artists and songs I like, so forgive me. Oh, I'll look out for that, and definitely look out for that. I know that is mean. Mary can be very mean sometimes. I will look out for that Andre the Giant themed video. And Gemma loves the. I can't comment on it because I've not heard it yet. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up now, boys and girls. This is the milestone video 1,300, 1,300 PMDB videos, ladies and gentlemen. 477th total one of the year. 222nd live, and my 425th actual video appearance of 2018, and what will be my last actual video appearance of this year. The rest of the videos uploaded this year, if I do upload more, will be entries to the PMDB Vault series. 220-second live stream. This might be my, as far as live streaming is concerned, because of all the trouble I've had this year from going live, this might be it. I can't see myself going live next year. Unless it's on Facebook for my friends only. So there will be a 4th channel next year sometime, and I will try and keep my free channels going with PMDB Vault entries. There's lots more of them to come, and that's what I'll be adding to my free channels. All my original videos, new and original videos, will be added to my 4th channel, which hasn't been created yet. I'll let my friends know when it's created. All right, I'm going to wrap things up now. Just going to read the rest of the chat. You be back. Bye, stay. Who's going? Oh, you're staying to me. Oh, thank you, Gemma. I appreciate that. I didn't need to do that. I'm off now. I've got things to do. But the rest of my videos will be non-live and PMDB Vault entries. It's been good chatting, Mr. Z and Mary. Fantastic seeing you back. And Gemma, of course, love having you here. And yes, I hope Mr. President Trump's having a fantastic Christmas too. Right. I'm off now. I'm off. God bless everybody.